I'm going to hang it up on the tree so baby birds can come. Because they don't have good houses to lay their eggs and get food and drink good water.
Ever since I was 5, I've dreamt of being in the Olympics. And with having been given multiple opportunities to participate in international championships, I've now come to the realization that a small boy living in Bangalore has the opportunity and has the ability to participate in the Olympics if his dreams are given the wings they need to fly. And I think that's what Inventure has done for me. It's given me the opportunity and the ability to pursue my passion, and hopefully by 2020 I'll be there at the Olympic podium.
We've been very clear in terms of what we want to achieve, and that's the core purpose of the school, which is to instill in students the ability and conviction to realize their full potential and excel anywhere in the world. It's a very positive environment, it's empowered, it's compassionate, it's nurturing and friendly. Nothing in life, as you know, comes by chance. So it really came with a sense of belief in the type of institution that we wanted. Our beliefs were that one is that individuality is to be celebrated. I remember my time in school, you know the Pink Floyd song, where you kind of feel like you're going through this factory conveyor belt, right? And we all come out looking the same at the end of it. But the fact is we all are very different people. So one of the core beliefs with which Inventure was founded was that each one of us is different and that individuality is to be celebrated.
The most important aspect of schooling here is that everyone is a learner. None of us enter either a classroom or any space with the feeling that we know it all, that there's so much to learn from each other. So respect for the student is important, that the child is no longer the empty glass to be filled up by the teacher.
I've been born and brought up in Bangalore. I've been to a traditional school, St. Joseph's Boys High School. It was a great school in those days, but we were a mass of 50, 60 kids in a class. I was lost. I didn't really feel like I belonged to a school. When I look at my kids in Inventure, I feel that they really feel they belong to Inventure. I mean, they've got parts of it, both of them have got different parts of which that they associate with. They enjoy, they thoroughly love their friends, the different activities that they're able to do. There's so much opportunity.
What I love about the school is the fact that they have their arms wide open for parents to interact, to take suggestions, and if you're reasonable, to take the suggestions further. The school is dynamic. It is changing rapidly with the needs of the times, trying to bring into the kids what they really need to face the world of today.
Inventuring shows that learning is not bound to four walls. It happens a lot outside the four walls. There's a lot that we learn from the students, there's a lot that students learn from us. We get to know the strengths of the students, how creative they are, and this helps us to channelize their strengths, their creativity throughout the academic year, and we can guide them accordingly.
Hopefully, we're not going to end up teaching them. We're both sides. We're going to end up learning something from them, and hopefully they will end up learning something from us. I think the objective, the final idea of this is so that children who don't get the opportunities in life now have something to be able to work towards. We're showing them that there's life outside having to work at home, having to work in farms and stuff. Maybe school takes them to a certain level, but we're hoping that our little bit is going to help them just excel and want to work towards something new, something different.
Inventure kids are great individualistic, but they weren't so good in terms of collaborating with others, with accepting other people's points of view. So we changed the core value, and we've seen that's happened now. What we have is students who are incredibly, I think, understanding of each other. They really take pride in each other's success. And you'd see that whether it's on the sports field, whether it's academically, with production and so on. So coming back to the core purpose which we're changing it to incorporate social responsibility into it, right? Because it's not just about being the best that you can be, but also contributing to making the world a better place.
I learned how to stay independent. I learned how to manage all my things. I learned that this time I should always never think of bad things. I should always go forward and keep one step forward. I should invite challenges, basically.
But what you learn on these trips about yourself and others around you is something that you can apply both outside and inside class, and helps you in both places.
Absolutely awesome, amazing energy and passion, very professional. I haven't seen anything like it, and not from kids at this age, definitely not. This needs a wider viewing, more people got to see this.
Anyone out there, hold the line. It's up to us now. If not us, then who? If not now, then when?
This is the one you all messed up and we need to fix, right?
I'll tell you one thing, I'm so hopeful of the young generation. You know, our generation sort of messed it up, but there is so much of hope in the new generation. They know no fear, and they are willing to go beyond their comfort zone, their boundaries. And I think this generation is really going to make us proud.
It's really nice working with other kids that I don't usually work with very well. I think mostly we're learning teamwork and expressing feelings through music and movement. It's just a different thing rather than sitting with my textbook in class and learning multiplication and stuff.
I often see them in the corridor, working with each other, learning from each other to, they don't want to let their team down. So I thought that is a great learning actually. I can't teach that in a science class or a language class. This is through experience they are learning a lot.
I don't like those kind of rock stuff. I like soft singing and music. It just gives me I don't know why, it gives me a really nice feeling.
We're lost in this bubble of ours, imploring there's no time to talk.
It feels good to be making our own music for a change. We've made the music to sort of suit the theme in the play in a different way we've never thought about before. Usually it was just covers that had some sort of connection to the story. This time we've actually summarized every scene in a musical piece, so it just emphasizes on the story.
As a singer, I have enjoyed every moment I've spent working for production. And I learned so many things, because 2 years back, if you asked me write a song, I would be like, are you crazy? Write a song? I can't do it. I can sing a song, you give me, I'll sing a song. And now if someone tells me write a song, I'll be like, okay, give me a few days, I'll try it.
Definitely one of the things that people, visitors, prospective parents have talked about when they come to school is that there's a vibe, you know, a sort of a positive energy. And I like to think that that's happiness, because we have consciously striven to, tried to make school a happy place.
I think the teachers that I'm working with here in Inventure are marvelous. It's a real tribute to the institution that they are so cohesive. They have both initiative and energy, and they are really, really passionate about their school, its ideology, and the fact that they want to be part of its future. And that's the second and most important point. Education and training and professional development prepares people for the future. It's not about reaction to the past. So it's not of what you couldn't do before, it's what you can do now.
I think what's unique about Inventure is the culture. It's unique in its approach towards learning. It's a 360-degree approach towards learning, where we create awareness not just in academics or co-curricular or sports, but also towards environment and community, and that's what I find is very unique to it.
Inventure has given me a new experience. They saw my potential and they trusted me with the department and grades 11 and 12. What I love about teaching is when you enter a class and see enthusiastic children waiting to learn from you, and the excitement in their eyes after having learnt a concept, and you being a process of them, of breaking down the concept to them. I don't think there's anything that equals that excitement for me as a teacher. The whole creative process is what drives me and makes me want to get up every day and come to school.
Inventure is unique in the space that it has more physical education classes than anywhere else that I can think of in India. If you're active, then there's a whole lot of things that happen in the classroom and in life for the children actually, right? And it starts from this age group.
I believe the first 10 years of any child, the school that the child goes to plays a very important part, because they spend the best part of their 10 years, most of their life in that school. Now if they go to a good school, if they have the right learning, if they have the right character building, they become better people at the end of the day. So it all depends on the right choice, and we as Inventure have taken that responsibility to see that the child that enters this institution goes out as a better person, and that's a responsibility that we want to fulfill towards the parents.
A lot of us came from very state sort of environments, and the only constant our kids have is change, and constant change much quicker than we've ever witnessed. In terms of a school essentially making children secure in their own space, allowing for both social as well as emotional security, and getting them to adapt to exposing them constantly, getting them to react, form an opinion, and then self-select. Really, that whole ability to discern. If the school can build that into our kids, I think they'll cope really well.
We are preparing kids for 21st century skills, and 21st century skills are very, very different to what has traditionally been meted out to students in schools. So we are looking at problem-solving skills, critical thinking skills if you like. We're looking at creativity and innovation. We are looking at communication skills. We are looking at information, media, technology skills. And I think the most important thing we are looking at is global citizenship.
And I always tell parents, if you're looking to put your children in a school and have them there for a long time, go and meet some of the senior students in the school and ask yourself, is this what I want my child to grow up to and to grow up into?
So Inventure actually gave me like every opportunity I needed to do whatever I wanted. I actually realized that I wanted to do astrophysics because Inventure has people doing so many unconventional things with their lives, right? I mean, I realized I could go into academia or I could do something unconventional with astrophysics. I don't necessarily have to go into academia, but rather I can set up a business around that idea, you know, or that field. So, and also I got to go to a lot of government schools and work with them, and I taught English in a school as an intern for a year. So that kind of flexibility gives you the belief that you can do anything.
I was privileged to spend a wonderful morning here, and I think that both the children and the families of this community are well served by a school which takes the individual seriously, which explores the range of interests and abilities, which I call multiple intelligences, and trusts the young people to make decisions not only about the projects they're involved in, but about what kinds of contributions they can make once they go out into the world.
Extremely impressive. The students that I met were very articulate, very high achieving, high educational aspirations. I think they have a very bright future ahead of them, and I loved the space of the school. The physical space is very inspiring.